Welcome. This is a session all about back fist. This is going to be something hopefully suitable for beginners level, more intermediate level, and something more for black belts. Now, as the video goes through, lower grades, white belts, yellow belts, orange belts, you're very welcome to try something a little bit harder. Make sure you're safe, follow it carefully, watch the video a few times, and if you feel you can do it, give it a go. Hopefully nothing here is too difficult, but certainly do appreciate that some of the stuff that comes in later in the video is for more advanced students towards red belt, black belt level. We're going to start with the back fist. What we're going to do from here is a very simple speed back fist. Now, let me first of all cover it right from beginner's level, how we do the back fist. We make the fist. Now, quick reminder, hand out straight, curl the fingers in, thumb goes across the first and the second finger, keeping the wrist nice and straight. From our guard position here, a speed back fist or a flick back fist is literally just an arm movement. It's not necessarily going to force a lot of power behind the technique, but what it's going to hopefully do is intimidate the opponent, force the guard up, bring their hands up, open up the body, so perhaps a strike or a kick can go lower section, and that's perhaps where you could win or stop the fight from there. So from that position there, speed back fist is just a case of pulling the hand back. Now, when we strike a back fist, just going back to real basics here, make sure the arm is not fully straight. It's normally always head level, so keep it to your own head level here. And the arm is slightly bent on impact. That's the final look. I'll turn this way so you can see me. Arm is slightly bent, head level, hitting with mainly the two big knuckles at the back there, but the whole back of the hand can be used. And in reality, the arm could be used as well. That could also act as a striking tool. If it's a fight situation that's happening very quickly, you may not have that control. So this is the technique where we flick. Now, okay, so the idea of this is no body twist here. We're just going to flick through. So from here we're going to do 5 of these. Do these with me. And see now, go head level, just check this position here. So let's start it almost in the finishing position. And we're going to flick and come back to guard, okay? And we're going to flick and come back to guard. You can even see that I've slightly leant forward. I've just lifted slightly on that back foot to cover a little bit of extra distance there. You can try that as well. Lower grades, you might like to just stay on the spot. So it's a flick, like you're throwing something away, very much an arm movement. I'll quickly show you again from here. Let's do 5 from here. Ready? And 1, flick, and 2, flick, and 3, flick, and 4, flick, and 5, flick. Good. Now, if we change the stance, I'm at an angle now so you can see me. You can see hopefully what my body's doing. Get lower grade, start in the finishing position from there. Just check, the wrist isn't bent, the wrist is nice and straight. From here, we're going to flick. Again, you can lean into the technique slightly, don't bring your head in, but you can bring your body forward by pushing on that back leg. You can cover another 6 inches of distance. So we're going to flick, higher grades, you might like to do a bit of extra stretch. Don't overstretch, don't overdo it, but you can lean forward a little bit if you wish. From guard position, we'll do 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. Each time, bringing it back to guard position from there. So a speed technique, forcing the guard up, hopefully so we can put a punch through the back. That's a speed back fist. Okay. Let's show you now a power back fist. This would be hopefully a technique that could, with the right impact, stop the fight with one technique. From here, still the front hand, the finishing position is exactly the same as the speed technique we've just looked at. But this time we're actually going to bring the hand back a little bit further. Before we were just pulling it back halfway towards the shoulder and flicking through. This way we're actually going to come back. As we start to bring the hand back, we allow the body to twist. Now we don't have to touch the back shoulder. In other words, the shoulder from the hand that's not is not the striking tool. But we bring the hand towards that back shoulder and we wind up like a spring, but we mustn't wind up far enough that we take our eye off the target. Okay, because the target's likely to be moving. So from here, use our finishing position there. We're going to go from here towards the back shoulder, and as it starts to come back, let the body twist with it as well. And then try to get the hips to slightly unleash, let the power go, in other words, slightly ahead of the shoulders, so hips, shoulders, then the arm. Try not to let it all come through together robotically. Just try to get those hips through slightly ahead. Now it takes a little bit of time to practice that, but if I show you now, you can have a little practice at home and keep working on trying to get those hips through a little bit quicker than the shoulders. So from here we're going to spin back, we're going to strike through, power strike. Rule, very important rule, never hit past that centre. There's enough impact there to finish in the middle. Why? I want to come straight back to here, ready to use that hand again, or to guard with that hand, okay? So from that position there, we're going to make sure we come through and do a big power strike from there. I'm going to show you from this position And we're going to do 5 together there. Power strike. Ready? 1, strike back. Keep your eye on that target. A lot of students take their eye off it. Spin back, keep looking. Keep looking. 2, 3, 4, keep the guard tight, and 5. Good. Change. Now I know it's different when you're at home, you haven't got a pad to hit. It's a little bit more awkward when you haven't got a target there, but try to imagine that hand pad, a target, some kind of target there. From guard position again, you can start in the finishing position for the first one, towards the back shoulder. You know, again, if you're new to this or you're not very good at this, lower grades, some of the higher grades even, you can find yourself talking yourself or walking yourself through it a little bit slower. So you may just find you're looking at that, you're just double checking everything in your head. Am I looking forward? Am I twisting correctly? Is my finishing position correct? Am I back to guard correct? Let's have a quick look. Let's do 5 of these on this side. Ready? And 1. Power strike, back to guard. Ready? 2. Power strike, back to guard. 3. And 4. And 5. Good. Let's now go on to the next level. So there's some routines for you to practice. We've done the speed back fist. We've done the power back fist. Now, this is going to go to more of an intermediate level, a higher level. So beginners, try this. Don't panic if this doesn't work for you straight away. I'm going to slow this down. You can keep watching this video and learn some higher skills at home. So this time what we're going to do from here is now use it as part of a very useful and practical combination. So we're going to use the speed back fist here. We're going to flick that speed back fist up. We're going to allow this back arm and back hip to twist through. We're going to power through a punch. So what we've done here is we've forced their guard up, and then from here we're going to put the punch through from there. And how I put the power through, and if you go back to one of the previous videos on jab crossing, you're going to see how we turn the ball of the foot, we let that hip come through, we let this arm extend through to get that power and speed and reach in that punch or the cross punch from there. So it's a flick and a cross and back to guard from there. So here, 1, 2, and back to guard. I'm going to slow it down a little bit more, so it's a flick. And before this hand's even started to come back into guard, we're going to twist through and get that punch through. Ready? So again, power through. Now I'm going a bit quicker here. We'll slow it down a little bit now. And back to guard. See how my foot turns, okay? Back fist, cross. And again from here, back fist, cross. That's 3. Back fist, cross. 4. Back fist, cross. 5. See a lot of students doing this, and it works, but look at the difference and how much further I can reach, and that extra reach will give you a lot more power as well. Let's try it on the other side. So we're going to go through now the flick back fist and the cross. I'm going to start in the first few, a little bit slower. See how I turned, back fist cross. Keep looking forward if you can. And you get more confident, speed up. But obviously don't go rushing that until you get your technique. So what I find a lot of lower grades doing is we teach them something a little bit harder, but they want to go full speed. And then it all starts to go wrong. So just make sure, walk yourself through it first as you get more confident. Start to speed up. Black belts, let's see if we can get that nice and fast, nice and fluid, back to guard as fast as we can. So what we've covered in this little session, and you can watch this many times over so you can really get the basic skills behind this technique. From guard position, a speed back fist, a power back fist, and a back fist and cross combination. Probably the most useful of all the combinations I can teach you with a back fist. Where would the power back fist come in? Well, exactly the same. What you may find is you've got a big power strike, then a cross from here. Okay? Or you might find it's somewhere in between. You might find it's a little bit of twist, a little bit of the flick, somewhere in between. Again, it just depends on who you're within a fight situation, how it works, what skills are available, what space is available. So those skills are going to be adaptable depending on the situation you're in. Thank you very much. That's a little session on back fist.